Hello everyone, JohnJoker12 back here again with another video, and today I'm talking about the UFC once again. Yes, it's been a while since I've done an actual UFC video, since I think the last time I did my fights post personal thoughts video. And seeing as how this has been something of, personal topic for me, I've been wanting to do it for a while, but at the time when it was stated, I thought it was kind of rumored. I didn't really think it was like a confirmed fight, but apparently so far it's still being talked about, so I'm guessing by now it's pretty much 100% confirmed that it's going to happen, and that is the return of Anderson Silva back to the UFC. Very, very, very odd thing to happen. I don't know. I wanted to make this previously, but once again, like I said, it's all rumored. And plus, before I get started, everything's subjective, my personal thoughts. So, of course, if by the end of this video, if you guys don't agree with anything I say, please leave your thoughts in the comment section. Personally, this is going to end pretty quick, because obviously nothing's going down yet, so I'm just trying to make a, just trying to create like a conversation starter, debate amongst yourselves, amongst what's the best call for these type of things. But basically, of course, all we know from right now is that apparently Anderson Silva is faced off to go against Nick Diaz in a main event at UFC 183, which will come out next year. Well, not late next year, January of next year. So, of course, it's not that far off. It's going to happen pretty soon, but is it the best fight to happen? Is it like the biggest main event that should happen? I don't really know. I kind of feel weird about the whole situation. Like, I'm not against Anderson Silva coming back, but at the same time, his fight with Weidman, his last loss, it should have been the end for him. Of course, it was not the best retirement move. Of course, a lot of people were very sad to see him have to retire based off that injury, and plus, everybody knew it was going to be the end for him. That injury was going to be the end for him. But of course, everybody knows that Anderson Silva, people who personally know him, like Dana White and stuff, of course knew that he was going to come back. It was inevitable that he was going to come back, despite everybody wanting him to retire and just leave MMA and leave the UFC and whatnot. But at the end of the day, a crazy fuck like Silva from Brazil, this crazy Brazilian fuck, he's not going to quit. He's going to fight until he dies, It's just going to happen. So, it was inevitable that he was going to come back, but is it the best move? And is Nick Diaz the best opponent to face? I don't really know. I mean, like, Nick Diaz, of course he's a great fighter and all, but I don't know. I've never been the biggest fan of Nick Diaz for some reason. I don't know. He retires too much. Like, why does he keep going back and forth? Either stay in the UFC or fuck off and do something else. I don't know, Jesus. Like, it's just insane. Like, he keeps retiring, coming back, and apparently, from what I hear, he's already signed a contract with the UFC to return or something, so I don't really know. I don't know how it's going to play out for him, but on the side of Silva versus him, and Silva returning overall, it's all good and fun. I thought it was going to be the end of him. That injury that he caused from that was caused by Weidman from his leg kicks was quite just amazing. I mean, like, if you want to see the clip, it's pretty much on loop all over YouTube. So of course, if you want to see the loop, just check it out on YouTube. The kick is insane. Like, how his leg just snaps. It just turns to rubber as soon as it just breaks in half. I mean, like, it's insane. It's just crazy. So I don't really know. Like, how is he going to do his kicks? How is he going to, like, achieve? How is he going to be a dominant fighter like he used to? It's impossible. I mean, as far as right now, without actually seeing anything, without actually seeing, like, how much he's progressed since his recovery, I really have zero idea how it's going to play out. So I guess we'll have to see until, obviously, January as to what type of odds Silva has against Nick Diaz, who, of course, is a pretty dominant fighter in and of itself. But then again, Silva is obviously king. He's obviously defeated plenty of fucking people. He's fucking been dominant as hell. So I don't really know how he's going to react to his first fight in the UFC. And, of course, a big main event like that one has to be pretty impressive. It would be, I don't know, kind of sad if it ends really soon. So I don't really know. I don't know what's Nick Diaz's game plan. I really don't know. But at the end of the day, all I'm trying to ask you guys is basically, what are your personal thoughts on the whole decision? Do you believe that this is the best main event decision for the UFC? Do you think Anderson Silva should have come back? Do you think he should have stayed retired? Do you think Nick Diaz is the best opponent for Anderson Silva at this point? And of course, what are your overall thoughts on UFC 183? It's coming up pretty soon. It's, well, not pretty soon, but it's going to be coming up vaguely soon, and I'm pretty much psyched. And of course, I'm going to be back with much more UFC type esque videos. So of course, be on the lookout for that. And overall, I'm all a fan for all this stuff. It's all of it going down is cool in and of itself. It's not terrible. I'm just trying to think of in a realistic term is like, how is his body going to handle fighting again after an injury of that magnitude? Of course, plenty of athletes return with those type of injuries. You know, of course, Dana White's already said like his piece on it. He's already said his statements on like, you know, the whole situation with that type of injury. So it's not a terrible loss, but at the same time, I don't know, like, if my leg breaks in half practically, I don't know if I'll ever be able to do the same thing ever again, but we'll have to see. That's a whole nother situation. But of course, once again, did you agree with what I said? Or don't you agree? Please leave your thoughts in the comment section. And of course, I hope you all enjoy. And this has been John Twitch.